Hell yeah. Woo.
Woo. Ha-ha. Hey. Ho. Ha.
Live
Sometimes I think you forget that we're here.
from
This long pauses.
Ari is on vacation Palooza. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jesse's already sad that Ari's gone.
It's yet another Manic Monday edition of Business Pants. Joined by the Lord of the BS, Matt Moscardi. Yeah.
It's true. I'm here in spirit.
In today's phlegmy ESG throat clear, good timing, called May 15th, 2023, sexy story updates and a nerd alert. Do we have a nerd alert?
I do. I have a very short nerd alert. Of course, I used it as an opportunity to pimp our product also.
You say very short, but I'm scrolling ahead. It doesn't look short.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
I mean, it's. I have like one thing to say.
Well, I have about
700.
47. Ready?
Yeah, I can see all the things.
Ready for a news roundup? Come on.
Yeah, let's do some newsy rounding.
Why is it always that music?
Hey, feel free to source some other sound effects.
Why do I hate that music so much? Am I like anti-American?
Apparently.
You ready for some news, Matt? Let's start with Elon Musk.
Oh no! Do we have to?
Here's the first tweet of the Linda Yaccarino era. She's the new CEO of Twitter. She says, this is to Elon. I've long been inspired by your vision to create a brighter future. I'm excited to help bring this vision to Twitter and transform this business together.
This is literally the worst tweet.
That's more, but let's just say we work in this CEO realm. That's way more ass kissy than we're used to seeing.
I know. There's not. I mean, especially on
Doesn't typically
Twitter.
happen.
I mean, on you don't need to kiss ass on Twitter. Isn't that the place where you spread QAnon conspiracies? Why are we doing this on Twitter?
Brighter future. Does that involve spaceships exploding? Rockets going boom?
It does make the sky brighter.
I have two more Elon Musk related stories. Do you want them, or do you want me to toss them out? Okay, I'll let you decide.
I mean, let's just get them out of the way.
Okay.
Let's just do them.
Wikipedia founder. I love when founders fight. Wikipedia founder blasts Elon Musk for caving to Turkey's censorship demands. So,
he did. He caved.
Yeah, so Mr. Free Speech, Elon Musk, caved to the current administration in Turkey. He took off some information from Twitter. You know, he did some censoring, even though he bought Twitter to stop the censoring, right?
Oh, okay. So what did Elon have to say? Did he have to say anything?
This is funny to me. Elon Musk defended the decision, arguing it was better to remove any offending tweets the government required than throttle his business in Turkey.
Oh.
and that at least he's being transparent about it. That's what he said.
So what he said was,
Mr.
I'm
Free
doing
Speech.
the same thing.
Same thing that Jack Dorsey did.
Twitter used to do.
Yes, exact
but
same
I just
thing.
said it out loud to you.
And of course, the founder of Wikipedia, Jimmy Wales, responded, "This is what it means to treat freedom of expression as a principle rather than a slogan." He's saying like the way Wikipedia handles things is, they're not hypocrites. Anyway.
Oh, well, I don't need founder feuds.
I like
It's
founder
not really
feuds.
what I'm going for.
Also, in the Elon Musk world, billionaire investor George Soros's fund dumped its entire Tesla stake. I ask you this because you're our expert on the woke wars, right? The anti-woke. Should George Soros be allowed to make this decision? Or should he be forced to keep? Because this is probably a woke move, right? Should he be forced to keep his stake in Tesla forever, no matter what happens?
I feel like he should
smells
ask
like ESG
Vivek.
or something. I don't know.
I feel like he should ask
ESG.
Vivek because he
Yeah, go
funded
ahead.
Vivek's education through his brother.
Yeah,
So
that's true. So maybe Vivek should weigh in on this.
Vivek is the one who needs to. Although Vivek's last weigh-in was not great either, so I'm not sure where he would go with this.
Two headlines from one of our old favorites, Peloton. That's a long-winded scream. Peloton stock hits all-time low after company recalls more than 2 million bikes.
I mean, how many did they sell? Like, that has to be all of them, right?
2.05 million.
That's everyone.
And at the same time, Peloton CEO Barry McCarthy receives a pay raise.
Oh, that's so quaint. When is Peloton getting their Glass Cliff CEO?
So this happened in a 10Q of all places. They announced the compensation committee is giving him increasing his base salary from $1 million to $1.25 million. And here's why. You want to know why, Matt?
I do.
Because CEO Barry McCarthy, he very greedily agreed to take over Peloton by having a sign-on options award worth of roughly $200 million, right?
That's a lot.
And nothing else, just options and the $1 million salary. But here's the problem. He took that option award valued at about $39 last year, and now Peloton's stock price is under $8. So he realizes he needs some extra cash. He's not going to get it from his greedy stock award, right? He's screwing himself by sucking at his own job. So he asked the compensation committee to give him some extra scratch, right?
I like this.
Yeah, and here's what I learned about that compensation committee that gave him a little bit of a bonus, even though the company is absolutely tanking. The compensation committee chair is Jay Hogue, okay?
Oh, yeah, our favorite.
Jay Hogue is a co-founder and general partner at TCV, and that's where CEO Barry McCarthy happened to serve as a consultant. He served as a consultant at TCV.
Weird.
And
I see the way that works.
And Barry McCarthy was CFO of Netflix from 1999 to 2010. Compensation Committee Chair Jay Hogue has been a director at Netflix since 1999.
Oh, wow. It's just weird coincidences.
Yeah, just a bunch of weird coincidences going on.
I mean, like, who would have thought in a world full of people that they would end up at all the same places?
Yeah, so the person who wrote this pay raise article, you kind of missed that little side note, but whatever, now you have it. Yeah.
Although, let's be fair. $250,000 pay raise to a
I don't care.
CEO.
I don't care. It's funny to me. I don't really care.
What's funny about it is, I bet you if we looked at his mortgage payments, it's the difference between the $1 million and the 1.25 he just got.
This is what happens when you're rolling the dice. You take the big gamble. You're like, yeah, I want the $170 million option award because I'm a greedy bastard. That's what happens.
This is what happens when you take the big gamble. When you call your friend Jay, who's on every board you've ever been on, and say, what should I do?
Forbes magazine's selling itself, Matt. We got a lot of media mix-ups.
Oh,
yeah, Vice Media is going bankrupt. Yeah.
This is sad to me.
Okay. Forbes magazine has a new majority owner. It's 28-year-old billionaire Austin Russell, who just turned up recently in one of our corporate theater sketches because he's a good buddy of Liz Holmes's new husband, Billy Evans. They're tech bros.
How dare you call her Liz? They're being the Liz.
So Austin Russell made his money in self-driving car tech. He's the CEO of the company Luminar Technologies. They're in our database. They have a $2.1 billion market cap. They posted sales of $41 million last year, Matt, and they've never been profitable.
Oh, well,
but somehow he has enough money to buy Forbes.
Somehow he can buy all of Forbes.
And it says that he plans to serve as a visionary for Forbes brand.
What does that mean? Is that just an executive plan?
It means he took off his shoes at a business meeting, I suppose.
He wore Tevas that time.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sad with Vice going under and Forbes getting bought.
Yeah.
Do we need to go bankrupt in order for a billionaire to throw money at us? Is that what needs to happen?
I'm willing. I know you're probably willing.
Look, we're on our way, so just give it time.
That would be exciting.
But come on, we even have a data product.
Yeah.
We're not even just a bunch of blowhards.
And we're about to have a platform that has news on it, right? So that could be a version of Forbes.
We're buyable. Just do us.
Speaking of Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light.
Oh, nice transition. I saw what you did there.
KETCHUP boat guy plans to paint a Heinz bottle on his new boat after the company came up with more cash. Remember there was a guy who he ate ketchup for 24 days on sea and he survived, and Heinz gave him like $10,000, and now they're giving some more money and painting his boat. I ask you this, Matt. is the anti-woke, all the Vivics and all the Kid Rocks, will they be mad at this? Is this okay?
Wow.
Is this okay?
Is he trans?
He's black.
Oh.
This sounds like maybe a diversity hire, and he's French. That could be bad too. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Oh, double knock.
Is this a
that's
problem?
Really bad.
I just want to know. Is this a problem? I don't know.
This is a really good question.
You mean a really stupid question? You can say.
Eating ketchup for 24 days
Uh-huh.
and painting a Heinz bottle on your new boat when the company paid you.
Right.
I'm gonna go with woke. Yeah.
Woke.
Yeah.
The shit show that we've covered a lot over in the NFL, the National Football League, at the Washington football team. Now they call themselves the Commanders. Terrible name. They're finally, this guy, Dan Snyder, he screwed up for decades. One of the most horrible human beings known to the planet.
Really an excellent fail upper.
A harasser and abuser, just a terrible person. And then after he was caught harassing and abusing women, he put his wife in charge. That was his haha moment.
Yeah,
so now
gotcha.
So now he's being forced to sell, which I know he's probably sad about because he loves being an NFL team owner, but he's getting $6 billion to sell his stupid sports team. Yeah.
Joke's on us.
I guess.
We all lost.
So here's who's buying the Washington football team. It is a group led by Josh Harris. He is he co-founded Apollo Group with a man named Leon Black, who we covered here extensively because Leon Black paid Jeffrey Epstein $50 million after it was turned out that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted for horrible.
Really? You know, the NFL has high standards who they take in as an owner.
And then I wanted to point out, too, that one of the other major owners is a man named Mitchell Rales, who we've talked about here, too. He's the founder at Danaher Corporation. Danaher has one of the most impressive female power gaps in our database, Matt. They have women represent 29% of the board, but only 7% of its voice, only 7% of the influence.
Well, I think they're also controlled.
Who cares?
Only kind of
I got our board sabermetrics data into the story about selling the Washington Commanders. That's all I care about.
Yeah, well played.
Thank you.
You just sold one subscription.
Also in the ownership group, Eric Schmidt, former CEO of Google.
Oh, really? How did he sneak in?
I don't know.
What, you gave him $5 and a bag of peanuts?
I analyzed this list of owners. It includes Magic Johnson, but it also includes just a bunch of... It's just, if you're a founder or CEO of a dumb company, you can be an owner in the NFL. This is what I've learned.
Wait a minute. Yeah. We're that?
Like Michael Sapir. Michael Sapir is the co-founder and CEO of ProShares, an asset management firm that launched the first U.S. Bitcoin-linked ETF.
Why don't we...
right? Who is this?
Why doesn't
Who are these
Austin
idiots?
Russell bail out our failing media company? We can take that cash.
Wait, we're not technically failing yet, are we?
Well, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working towards failing.
Thank you.
And then we could take that cash and we can buy the next sports franchise with an owner that gropes everybody. I feel like that's in the cards for us.
How about this apology, Matt? We got a CEO apology story. An airline founder flew to an airport to personally apologize to passengers after they got stuck there overnight.
How dare you?
How did he get there?
That was my question too. And were they allowed to hop back on that plane and go to where they wanted to go?
The real apology would be to get them on a plane. If you can get there, how are they not?
This is the founder of Starlux Airlines, Cheng Kuo Wei. And let me tell you this, Matt. This is where it gets confusing to me. Is I get the gesture, you're apologizing to your customers, but the flights were canceled due to high winds. Is this it? I mean, is this anybody's fault?
Not only that, if the flight was canceled due to high winds, How did you fly
That's
through the
another
high winds
excellent
yourself?
question. See, I like that you're focusing on the important thing. I'm just focusing on the fact that I would be relieved if my flight was canceled because it was really dangerous outside. I don't need an apology for that. I'm happy.
That would be fine.
Yeah.
But I would start to think it's maybe not so dangerous when the CEO somehow flew through the high winds in order to stand there while I'm sleeping in the terminal, covered in sweat and dust from all the like coughing passengers. Stands there and says, "We really apologize for making you sleep here and for the cancellation. The high winds were unavoidable." Except you avoided them. What the hell is going on?
Cash App founder and CEO Bob Lee, who we reported he was murdered in San Francisco. Another stupid story that Elon Musk got involved in and screwed up, but I'm not going to talk about that angle. The story is that he dated his murder suspect's ex-girlfriend before he started dating the murder suspect's sister.
What?
I shouldn't be giggling about this.
No, but I mean, these stories.
But I have to cover them. This is my job here. I have to cover all the stupid out of the CEO world.
Well, the stupid part of this is that basically the Bay Area freaked out and blamed homeless people for this problem.
Elon Musk included.
And it's like, it's actually an entire underground of founders and like moneyed tech executives who hang out and party and do stupid shit, which I'm sure the Elon Musks of the world, if not Elon himself, have seen that world.
Of course.
And they immediately all said it was homeless people.
This is why I pulled this story. Bob Lee was part of an underground party scene of sex and drugs called The Lifestyle.
Oh, they gave it a name.
So, Matt, this is the subtext to your horrible CEO pay ratios, right? Is that this is what they're using their cash for?
Well, this
for buybacks and for the lifestyle.
I mean, like when you start a company that is unprofitable, that still allows you somehow to buy Forbes and the money that you get from these things, you go and join the lifestyle, date each other's sisters, and then maybe murder one another.
Yeah.
What are we? And we're blaming homeless people. We can't figure out the bro culture problem we have.
Blade J. Hoag's decisions as a compensation committee chair.
Shots fired at J. Hoag.
You mentioned Sam Altman. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman is close to raising $100 million for his eyeball scanning WorldCoin crypto project. Matt, the startup wants to give people cryptocurrency in exchange for scans of their eyes to create a digital identification system that would give people across the globe access to a crypto token called WorldCoin. What the hell is going on? Matt, this startup has already received backing from Andrew.
Whoa. Don't tell me anything more.
Yes.
Except, is Andreessen Horowitz one of the investors?
Absolutely. Is that you're joking? It is already received backing from Andreessen Horowitz, right? And from FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. So speaking of that lifestyle you just described, this is what's happened. This guy is close to raising $100 million for this.
I'm pretty sure Mark Andreessen, Sam Altman, and SBF would have all blamed homeless people for the murder too. How is it? This answers the question how Adam Newman can get funding after basically being a con artist.
The largest ever, right?
Ever.
You got the largest
for Andreessen Horowitz, yes.
After,
the largest ever
after screwing up WeWork.
And if the due diligence process at Andreessen is effectively you're a founder and we really like kissing founder toes, then it's not that hard because Sam Altman eyeball scanning WorldCoin crypto project, that's the headline. Is anybody doing that? Is anybody doing that?
Yeah. Well, maybe the key to Andreessen's heart is to knowing like where the next lifestyle party is or something. right?
I guess so. I need to join the lifestyle.
Yeah.
What would our version be? Would we be
the data queen? I guess that would be
no,
called.
I feel like we're much more. We're the degenerates of some kind.
Is that why we're not getting funding?
That's probably when we go out and party afterwards with all the founders that we know. We do it at a pool hall in Worcester.
That's our problem. We're like we're trying to get access to the VC cash in Worcester. That's our problem. Yeah, we should go to Framingham and see what's going on there.
Oh, there it is.
And finally, trying to create a segue for Matt. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink has been preparing 5 key leaders to take his role whenever he decides to step down. So they've announced. Speaking of naming things. They've named their succession process. Do you want to take a guess what the name might be? They're naming it, Matt. Just like the lifestyle.
Call it the lifestyle, please.
That would be a funny coincidence. No, they're calling it the Great Race.
Oh,
and this is not a right-wing Vivek conspiracy like replacement theory thing. A race meaning like running for the finish line. That's what they mean. They don't mean.
Can you imagine being labeled as part of the Great Race? Also, sounds a little white supremacist.
No, I just pointed out, Matt. It's not that. It's a sprint.
Saying,
it's a sprint to the finish line.
A little. Just sounds that way.
So it sounds like it's 5 internal candidates, including the man who runs the global commercial business, COO, CFO, blah, 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 blah. Oh, there is some...
High-level question.
Yeah.
Percentage of women involved in the Great Race versus Jews involved in the Great Race will determine whether or not Vivek likes this or not. So what's our ratios?
I'm creeped out by that. So we have one woman, that's Rachel Lord, head of the who is that?
20%.
Head of the Asia Pacific business. Looks like one person of color, Salim Ramji, head of ETFs and indexing products.
20% and 20%. That's what we got.
And to your question, Jewish people, I might guess too, Mark Weidman and Rob Goldstein, but I feel uncomfortable going into this territory. I'm uncomfortable in general. Yeah.
I'm just saying we've already got all the we've moved from Soros to Fink.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a shame if they had to hate on a regular old white guy because we do know that the Vanguard. What's the head of Mortimer at Vanguard? Mm-hmm. That guy is not getting any of the heat
press
that Larry Fink is.
It's an interesting thought. There is one of the people who in the running is CFO Martin Small. That seems like a good person not to get mad at.
Prediction alert. Mm-hmm. I am going to go with Martin Small wins simply because you can say they went woke if they pick a person of color or a woman. And you can continue your QAnon Jewish conspiracy theory if they pick a Jewish person. But Martin Small can stand next to Mortimer Montgomery or whatever at Vanguard and John O'Hooley. Who's the guy at State Street?
Yeah.
You could stand next to those guys and no one would know who you were.
You are referring to the anti-woke war started by 2 Harvard-educated men, Ron DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy, right?
Yes, yeah. That's the one
fighting
I'm talking about.
Fighting the elite.
Yeah, fighting the elitists who all went to Harvard, got educated.
Larry Fink told reporters that he hoped to build camaraderie among the 5 people in competition, but not a competition, so they would keep working together. So they named this the Great Race, Matt. And Larry Fink hopes that it won't be seen as a competition, so they can stay friends.
It's not like a race where there's a first place and a second place, like a normal race. Mm-hmm. They all hold hands to the end, and then someone's named first.
Oh, like a potato sack, like tying their legs together or something. Potato sack race.
Yeah, where all 5 of them have their legs tied together. Actually, I would pay to see that. Larry, let's get that done.
All right, there's your segue. What can you help?
What was my segue? I don't even know.
A succession planning, or executives who some get picked, some get mad and leave. I don't know.
Not even close. Here's what we got. Here's your nerd alert. The study is who is leaving and why.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Because they're going to pick one out of these 5. You know at least 2 of the others are going to be pissed off and they're going to bounce.
And quit. Well, this study suggests that they just might. The Dynamics of High-Quality Human Capital Outflows. This is the name of the study. It's by Seema Shadiani of Saunders School of Business at University of British Columbia. Okay. John Kameyer Muller.
They always make it hard for you. They always make it hard for you.
I know. There's never a name I can pronounce, although I can't even pronounce my name. And Alan Benson of Carleton
you got
School,
that one. Nailed that
both Minnesota. This was released in January of this year, but it popped for me because I'll get to it in a second. The gist of the report is really when people who are good at their jobs, like high performers, leave the job.
Yeah. So this would not apply to us.
Quit?
Would not apply to us.
It not only does it not apply to us, but I have demonstrable proof that I was either not a high performer or this is false because no one left after I left.
Okay.
They use something called turnover event theory, which is a theory that shows there are downstream effects on turnover for at high performers for the people that stay. But they studied 1,600 retail stores over almost a 2-year period.
Just retail stores,
nearly 1 million employees during the time. It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
And what they found was if you are fired, you're a high performer and you're fired, it actually doesn't have much in the way of an effect on other people leaving, right?
Okay.
So basically what they said is you probably, if you're a high performer and you get fired, you probably are annoying as shit. No one's going to follow it, right?
Why would it have an effect?
Well, I mean, maybe you're fired for being too innovative.
Okay.
If you quit, if you quit in disgust,
it changes things.
It has a little bit more of an effect, but still not much of an effect. Okay. So
we don't care about each other at work. What
no, I mean,
here?
That's the thing. We both quit. That was our problem.
Yeah.
If you are laid off, it is a monster effect.
Wait, what? Really?
That's what they said. That's what they found.
How so?
All right. So what they found was if you're fired, there's an additional 0.17 quits.
Okay.
So you get fired and less than a fifth of a person follows you out the door.
Okay. Somebody's chubby leg.
They basically are holding the door open for you with it. If you quit, then it's 0.23 quits.
Okay. All right.
After that. So basically a quarter of a person. So it's maybe a leg and a half.
Okay.
But it's a staggering 2.2 quits per layoff of a high-performance person.
So if a high performer is laid off, it makes 2 people get so desperate that they're just they enter despair, they get depressed, and they're just hey,
here's the working theory. I think the theory is effectively that if you lay off somebody who's a high performer,
we should test this theory here. There's 4 of us here. We should test this.
Yeah, well, then it would be one person left.
Okay, but so what? It'll be fun to test it.
It will be. It's worth the test. We'll just lay one person. Well, who's the high? We just lay off Ari.
No, we don't have a high.
The only high
we'll lay off Ari. We'll see what, and we'll just stare at Jesse and see what she does.
Stare at Jesse.
Yeah.
So usually it looks like people basically fear that they're next, so they quit in advance or look for jobs in advance.
Or is it that when your high performer leaves, everyone else gets nervous that, I'm going to have to do their work. Suddenly I'm going to have to do something because who's going to do their work? I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
Ari's gone. I don't want to do the data work.
I don't want to do anything that person did. They did a lot of things. She
looks at spreadsheets all day. I'm done.
Here is the board sabermetrics angle. Are you ready for this?
This is what I was waiting for. Yeah.
Okay, so we actually categorize directors as Hall of Famers, high performers.
Yes.
We have that as a tag for every director.
Yeah.
Listen, people, every director in the world has a tag. We actually do this for everybody.
We have them. I've seen them. I have access to them.
On the S&P 500 companies, as of April, there were 111 Hall of Famer directors who batted an average of 752. And when I say bat an average of, I mean they were high performers for earnings, TSR, carbon, and they didn't work at shitty high controversy companies.
Okay, this is in the S&P 500.
This is S&P 500, 111 Hall of Famers out of 4,600 directors. So there's not that many of them.
Right.
99
well,
of them
they better
sit on
not be.
multiple boards.
I mean, Hall of Famer. That's like Bill Russell level. I mean, we're talking
top.
champion.
We're at the top. It's hard to get there. 20 of these people sit on 3 or more boards, and a couple of them sit on boards full of scrubs. So here's what it made me think. It made me realize the corollary is a company like eBay.
Okay.
eBay lost 5 directors in 2022.
Is that right?
5 directors, including
a
director named Matt Murphy, who's an all-star. He was batting .645. He quit the board. He did not stand for re-election.
Okay.
This year, Bob Swan, who's a longtime director, who isn't a high performer himself, according to our metrics, but is on the board of multiple other companies, quit.
So you're suggesting there's a Bob Swan effect at eBay?
I'm just saying there's a Mark Murphy effect.
I'm sorry, a Matt Murphy effect, yes.
A Matt Murphy effect. All-Star leaves the board of Etsy or eBay along with 4 other people. Like the board basically just quit en masse. And Bob Swan was looking around, and it was all rookies, and he was like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, he's...
what the fuck am I staying
Actually,
here for?
I kind of like this theory of yours.
I'm out. I'm out.
Do you have in front of you what the influence numbers were on Matt Murphy and Bob Swan? Was that was in the past?
It was in the past, and it wasn't that high.
Okay.
But I don't think that matters. I don't think this is an influence number game. I think this is, what the hell am I doing here? I'm a really good director at all of these companies. I think this paper, which was about employee turnover, applies to boards. That is the board sabermetrics.
I like this. I like this.
Got going on.
I like it.
In order to find out who the Hall of Famers are on your boards, and if they quit, who they might take with them, you need board sabermetrics. That's my sales pitch today.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, you have to, because you started the company with me. That's it. That's Damian Rollis. I'm Matt Miscardi. We are free float. That was some stuff. That was a lot. There's a lot going on in today's show. Corporate Theater tomorrow. In fact, you have a packed show tomorrow for Corporate Theater, right?
Yeah, it's a Liz Holmes edition tomorrow. Elizabeth Holmes edition.
Liz Holmes, how dare you?
Yep.
Elizabeth Holmes edition tomorrow. Not to mention the fact that the Corporate Theater players who do Corporate Theater every single week with us have live shows at the beginning of June in Portland, Maine.
That's right. Starting June 3rd.
Starting June 3rd. And otherwise, you should buy Board Sabermetrics to get all the data. Until tomorrow,